Out of all the electives at Avonworth, 30% are humanities. Humanities is learning about culture, especially literature, art, history, music, and philosophy. Humanities is very important in our daily lives. Without humanities, we wouldn't be able to learn about people's cultures and their ways of life. Humanities also helps us think critically and creatively when learning about other subjects. This is why humanities is one of the main electives provided at Avonworth. The humanities at Avonworth are music, music theory, band, computer graphics 1 and computer graphics 2, film history, art history, videography, portfolio, fine arts, and advanced 2D and 3D.
Band helps students progress and learn more about instruments that they are interested in. Band also lets students learn about different types of music. Band is one credit class.
I enjoy being in band because you learn more about music. You should definitely consider taking the course.
Mr. Guest also teaches music theory. This is the first year that this elective is provided at Avonworth. Music theory teaches students about the history of music and teaches them the basic elements of music. This is a half credit.
Yes, I would take the class. It seems really interesting and I've always wanted to learn how to read sheet music. Although I don't necessarily want to be a musician when I grow up, being able to read music and play music as a hobby would be very fun and very interesting.
Why should students take this class?
For computer graphics, it's a fun class and we work in Photoshop and in Illustrator, and a lot of students have told me that after CG1 they use the Photoshop skills in college or in other high school classes, so they find that it's very beneficial outside of the classroom.
How many credits is this class?
It's a half a credit.
I liked how we were able to be creative and through different projects and stuff that we did.
Why should students take this class?
Students should take CG2 because it's a continuation of CG1. We'll still work with Photoshop and Illustrator, but there's a lot more group work. We work with motion graphics in animation mostly and some video.
CG2 is a great class. There are a lot of fun projects. You started off kind of with individually based sort of things, but as you go through, there are a few group projects that you get to work on. A lot of the projects that you do learn, you can apply to a lot outside of school. I have plenty of times told Photoshop and Illustrator and Flash that we've used.
Why should students take this class?
So video class is a lot of fun. You make your own creative films and videos. We make infomercials, we make short films, and a lot of different types of videos. So students work in groups to both film with the camera and then edit and put together the final video.
It helped me grow in my video editing and I learned a lot more. I would probably recommend it to people who want to learn more about video editing.
Why should students take this class?
Advanced Photoshop is a great class. I model it after being a graphic designer, so my background in advertising is brought in there, and the students get to experience what life is like as a graphic designer. It's a lot more Photoshop and Illustrator. We do a lot of digital painting and things like that as well.
And how many credits is this?
It's a half credit.
Why should students take this class?
Film history is a semester of watching movies. It's a lot of fun. We look at the cinematography, the editing, the lighting, the history of films, from silent films all the way to modern films. We talk about what makes a film good, what doesn't, and we have Popcorn Fridays.
I enjoyed having film history last semester because it was interesting to learn how the movies have developed since they first came out in 1930 to the present day.
Why should students take this class?
Art history is about all of the art that has come before us. So we talk about why art is considered art, what makes art famous or important. I also do a lot of fun activities, so it's not just book and lecture and pen and pencil. It's a lot of fun activities and crafts and things that make it more exciting.
It's really fun. You should definitely take it. You get to do a lot of fun art projects that aren't necessarily artistic, but you can still do them. They're really easy.
Why should students take this class?
Portfolio is great for students who really like art, whether it's digital or fine arts, or who want to continue on in art after school. You create a portfolio throughout the year that you then show at the art show at the end of the year. It's on display for everyone to see. It is a full year class. Students are working independently on projects they create, so I don't assign projects, but you work on things throughout the year so that you have a full portfolio of work by the end of the year.
Why should students take this class?
I think students should take fine arts because it's going to give them exposure to a lot of different materials and a lot of different artists, much more than you learned in middle school. It's also a really great break in your day, so it gives you a chance to come in and be creative and not really have to worry about taking tests, and it's not a lot of pressure. It's very relaxed, and you also don't necessarily have to be good at what we do in this class. It just gives you a chance to learn a lot with not a lot of pressure.
How many credits is this class?
Fine arts is a full credit.
I recommend taking fine arts because I think there's just a lot of freedom in the class, and you can do a lot of different independent projects, and you kind of get to decide, how you take your art. And I never enjoyed art before, but I really enjoyed it this year.
Why should students take advanced 2D and 3D?
I think students should move on from fine arts to advanced 2D and 3D because it's going to give them a chance to really focus on the skills that they learned and liked the best in fine arts. So it's going to give them a chance to refine a lot of those skills that they learned the first year. You also have a lot more time in advanced 2D and 3D for independent work. So you have more of an opportunity to start building your own portfolio and maybe working on projects that you've seen outside of school that you wouldn't normally have an opportunity to work on. And even though they're technically two different classes, 2D and 3D, I run it as pretty much a whole year class. Students typically sign up for both semesters, so they have an opportunity to work with both two-dimensional and three-dimensional work.
How many credits are there?
They're half credit each.
In conclusion, humanities help us learn about culture, literature, history, art, and music and philosophy. These topics help us get through our everyday lives, and without humanities, we would not be able to learn about people's culture and ways of life. Other subjects help us learn critically and creatively about the basic humanities. These facts alone are the reason that humanities are such a big part of Avonworth. Social studies teaches us about culture, but not in a fun and exciting way, while humanities helps us learn about things in more fun and exciting ways.